Hey, what's up? It's Cletus Coffey, founder of the Recovering Athlete Coaching and Training and a Rise of the Former Athlete, the world's first and most comprehensive online training program specifically for former athletes like you. Now, what's the best career advice for former professional athletes? Now, if you watched my previous video on collegiate athletes, you'll know that the two main points I spoke about for college athletes is developing a sense of self-awareness and vulnerability. It's imperative for professional athletes as well. You, more so than college athletes, you've extended your career. So now you are 85, 90% of your life has been dedicated to being this thing, this athlete that you no longer are. And in fact, if you follow a lot of my videos and coaching and training, you know that you were never an athlete in the first place. It's what you did, it's not who you are. So you got to get a sense of who you are. If not this thing anymore, this athlete, that's not what you do. Who are you? You have to develop a sense of self-awareness. How do we do that? Well, you get clarity on what are you good at? What are you not good at? Where does your passion lie? Where do your skills lie? And if you don't know your skills, a hint, you know you've already done them in sport. You just got to figure out which of those elements you did well and can translate over into life after sports. That's what separates you and I as former athletes from anybody else. We've already done the elite performance. We've had the incredible success in sport. So we have that experience. We just got to translate it over into life after sports. So let's build upon the career advice for college athletes, for you. As obviously we're talking self-awareness, vulnerability, you got to be vulnerable in this process. Understanding that, hey, I need to get a sense of what I'm good at and what I'm not good at and be okay with that. It's important to know the things that you're not good at so you can find those that either can do those things or can support you to grow and learn in that process. And sport did a marvelous job of teaching us to not be vulnerable. My friend, please, as a former athlete, vulnerability is strength. So building upon that, taking it to the next level as professional athletes, you need to get comfortable with taking a few steps backwards. Now this is hard because you came from being an elite performer, having incredible success on whatever level, however long you participated in the sport. You were the top percent in the world at what you do. And so to go from that, being one of the best in the world, to starting over, that's hard, my friend. That is incredibly humbling to do, but it is necessary. It's critical. The challenge is we're tied up into our identity. And so when we retire, people want to know, hey, what are you up to now? You had all this incredible success as an Olympian, as a professional athlete, whatever. Now they want to think that just automatically translates over into life after sports. It does not. And so you got to get comfortable with saying, I'm not sure yet. That's a growth mindset. I'm not sure yet, but I'm working on it. And being patient through the process. You may have to take 3 and 4 steps backwards in order to take 6, 7, 8, 10 steps forward. So whether that meaning you start at grunt work, which I know is hard, especially if you have fans and you have been on television and signing autographs or just playing a game that you love at such a high level, having to start over, being the top 1 or 2% in the world at what you do, to starting over at grunt level work is difficult for our brains to comprehend and wrap around. But enjoy that process. Here's why. Unlike your sport, you maybe like me, you were a 3-sport athlete in high school, 2-sport athlete in college, and then you narrowed down in the professional level on your sport, that which you ultimately excelled at, that you were your best at. Maybe it wasn't your most favorite. For me, I ended up excelling in football, but track and field has always been my favorite. However, I did well in football, so that's where I went at. So you may have had things that you did outside of football, or outside of your sport. That's what you need to do with your next step in your career. You need to go out and try different things on and just see how they land, see how they feel. Work through it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, a couple of years. Is this right for me? If you do not, What's going to happen is you're going to get desperate. You're going to get shifty and just take the first thing that comes your way. And it may not be the thing that's most important to you, that you're even best at. So you want to do things that come with ease and grace, just like you did in sport. It came easy to you and you excelled. So in order to find those things in life after sport, it may take you trying on 10, 20, 100 different things. I tried multiple jobs. I started 3 businesses that I beautifully failed, all 3 of them, but each one brought me a step closer to what I'm doing now and who I am, and serving former athletes like you. I never would have found this had I not had those setbacks and trying on all those different things. Now, at the time, they were incredibly frustrating. I felt lost. I was unfulfilled. But I kept my mind focused on moving forward despite being broke, despite not having success, wondering what's wrong with me. Am I a failure as an entrepreneur? Keep moving forward. So you're going to take those steps back and get comfortable with it. Maybe you're living a little bit below your means that you once were as a professional athlete, in order to get it moving in the right direction, in order to get it right with your heart, right with you, right with what will fulfill you, not others' dreams, not what makes others feel good, what others think is right for you. That was one of the biggest things I went up against. Everyone had an idea for me. Cletus, why don't you go into coaching? Cletus, why don't you go into sales? Athletes are good in sales, go do that. So I went and did it because I didn't have a plan. I didn't do the self-awareness work, and I was stuck and I was struggling. And then I get into my 30s and I'm going, where am I? What world am I living in right now? Because this doesn't feel right. I just want to go back to playing ball. So it doesn't have to take you that long. And if it's already taking that long, don't fret. You got a lot of life to live, my friend. Let's get started now. If I can help support you in this journey, by all means, hit subscribe to this video here so I can continue to help support you in the process. If you want even deeper coaching and learning, please help me, reach out and let me help support you. I'll put in the body here a link to help you get started. If you go to cletuscoffey.com/playbook, that's where you can start your journey and how I can help support you and surround you with other former athletes just like you who want to make a greater impact in life than they ever did in sports. Hit subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the future.